Good evening, everyone. I'm Sherry Danzig and happy to welcome you all to another Monday Night Wellness Stories. Tonight, we're doing something special. Tonight, the focus is I've invited a number of nurses who are associated, as we all are in some way, with the company Nikken. Nikken is a non medical company that offers natural technologies that are inspired by Mother Nature. They're science based, and they're all different ways that we love using these technologies and products in our home, when we travel, in our office, everywhere where we go, we take ourselves. And so they address people's aches and discomforts and having the desire for more energy and faster recovery and those kinds of things. And so tonight we're going to have different nurses are going to speak to you as a nurse, another nurse. Why would you take a look at something like this product line? So we're going to jump in here, and Barbara Richmond, if you'll start, please.
Certainly. My name is Barbara. Having worked in intensive and coronary care, I'm now retired. And upon retirement, I was experiencing some really annoying physical challenges and lack of sleep. We were introduced to Nikken and the wellness home concept. My husband and I, achieved amazing benefits. And as a result of that, we knew we just had to share it with other people so that they too could get results. Now, we never guaranteed any specific results, but we did talk about achieving a wellness home and the benefits of having a healthy environment to be in on a daily basis. We continue to do that and have continued to experience benefits to this day, many years later. Not guaranteeing results, it's come in another form. Constantly being thanked by people for introducing them to the concept of the wellness home. There are healthy options available. And that message, that thankfulness from people never grows old. Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you. That was awesome. I bet you get more thanks than you do probably as a nurse. I'm going to say, put that out there. Dee Welsh, please share.
Dee Welsh. I'm from Chicago area, and 14 years ago, I was introduced by a friend. I was working many hours a week in the field, working with folks who were injured, who many had multiple surgeries, were on multiple medications. My friend did not know, when she asked if she could share what she had just learned about, she didn't know that I had all kind of back issues, neck issues, back issues from an old car accident. And she didn't know that I had trouble sleeping for 15 or 20 years. So when she came with a friend or two of hers and did some demonstrations with me, and I saw how my body responded immediately, which was new information. I was not aware of this even existing. I was amazed. And I was urgent to get relief from the daily discomforts. Sometimes they were mild, sometimes they were quite severe, and also from all the sleep issues. And so I got pretty much everything because, like I said, I was urgent to feel better. They did mention there's, some tax benefits if somebody wants to do it as a business, and that was somewhere in the back of my head. I didn't plan to do it as a business, but I also thought, oh my gosh, this could be a way to move toward retirement and to have supplemental income, which was important, that I knew I would need that. So once I started using everything, having relief, having great sleep, doing everything naturally, no side effects that I was seeing with the folks I was working with. And to me, it was economical, because to me, good health is priceless. And I just had to share it with other people as well. So I did become a consultant and am still doing it. as a business in order to help myself, to help people I care about, to introduce people to other options that are easy to incorporate into your life. And the community is so wonderful that we're part of. So I just love it. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Thanks, Dee. Hattie Jane, jump in there and share a story as a nurse. You're muted, Hattie Jane.
It might be the best idea yet. Whoopee. Hi, y'all. I'm Hattie Jane. I live down in Falls Church, Virginia. And I kind of get this Southern accent when I think of it. But I was introduced 26 years ago and also looked at it as a second a possibility for future retirement at that time. And I haven't been disappointed. However, what really is my passion is to share with the people the fact that it gave me hope. I was having extreme tiredness consistently, no answers, pushing, but I'd had allergies for years too, sneezed my head off all the way around, all seasons, 24 years. Anyway, and when I found by listening to one of our fellow compatriots, they talked about using something on their chest, which we have, that helped their condition that was doing with their lungs, because the doctors said that can't do anything else, and they tried it and they can breathe better. Well, I said, well, if that does it for lungs, let me try and see if it helps me with sneezing and breathing. It did. And for the first time, I had hope that I didn't have for many years, because I tried everything. Still working. I was over 60 and I'm now 80. It is great stuff. And believe me, I've tried to figure out why it's not. I can't find it.
Thanks, Hattie Jane. Barb Satterwhite, another Virginian. Do share, please.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sherry, for having us. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, but I'm originally from Canada. And it's a funny story because I was full-time nursing at our medical college here, and my husband and I were skiing 29 years ago this past December. And a good friend who we loved and very, very good skier, but he had bad knees and had surgery, but was still having discomfort, says to us on the chairlift, I'm not taking any Advil for my knees anymore. And I looked at him and just said, so what are you doing? He says, darndest thing. But I'm wearing some magnetic insoles and a magnetic mattress pad sleeping on. And I just laughed. I laughed for a year, because who had ever heard of anything such in nursing? Not me. So did nothing. A year later, I'm going back out. We're both going back out to ski, and where I work out, the lady had a bad back and she was going to all these doctors. And I said, I've got to get her to the head of neurosurgery. Nobody's helping her. And my husband laughs and says, why don't you tell her about those magnets? So I call them and I say, bring me an article, or bring me information on this. And the first article that I read talked about magnetic earth and how you and I, our plants and animals, would be dead without it. And I went, this makes sense. I feel better outside, but we work in these buildings. We blocked all this. So that was kind of an aha for me. And long story short, with that, they had, my friends had she'd gotten hit by a snowboarder, and he took one of our little magnetic rollers and completely relieved her. And I went, when I get back to Richmond, I want to know about these things. And meantime, they leave Dawn Falls. Knee gets very big, do all the nurse things, elevated, ice it, fly home, said, wish we had some of those magnets. And they bring two little magnets the size of a silver dollar, put on either side of his knee. Does a construction job. When I came home, I said, let me see your knee. And he had zero swelling. I went, I want this stuff. So that's what got my attention. And then I wanted to help my dad in Canada. And that was the second person that I helped. And I said, if I don't help anybody else, I'm happy that a friend told me about this. And then it's history now, because truly it's an amazing company with the lifestyle changes we can do. Right, like the other said, give our body the right environment. And guess what? So this is an incredible opportunity, and you need to share it, just like my friend shared it. Don't worry if somebody doesn't understand it. I didn't understand it, but I do now.
That's awesome. Ladies, thank you so much. You just heard from 4 different women who are all nurses, different backgrounds, and what they have in common. And I think this is so important about nurses, is that you are committed, you have signed up for a profession to serve. So you're in a serving role, you're frontline to what is really going on with people. You're frontline to seeing side effects from medications. So I love it when if you're a nurse that has an open mind to looking at something outside the medical box, certainly outside what you were trained for with from your traditional training, take a look at this. There's no downside. There's no side effects. You're already there to serve people, and what I notice as in my role of observing nurses is that it's a very physical job. It can be extremely physical. You're on your feet a lot. And so at the very least, these technologies can support you recovering and feeling better. And on a grand visual, being big on what could possibly happen, you could help a lot of people. You have the credibility in your field to then for people to listen to you. And I think that's also important too. When you learn something, when you know about this, I know you all would nod and say, we all would feel this way. We feel drawn to share it with others.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for sharing. It's been a great experience to hear all of your stories.